Hey everyone, Mango7 here. How we doing today? Welcome to another episode of Epic 7. Today we're going to talk about artifacts. Artifacts, and we've had a new shop introduced to us. This is the Powder of Knowledge shop, and this is amazing. This makes me so happy. As somebody who only has one 5-star artifact, and it's Noble Oath, this makes me so unbelievably happy. So this is in the shop section. And basically the too long didn't watch is you can sell your artifacts to buy artifacts. And obviously you're going to get wrecked along the way. Like, you're not going to sell it one for one. It's going to be like 180 to 1, but at least we can get there eventually. It's something to work towards, something that makes those lower level artifacts much more exciting, and just overall a good place to be. So to start things off with, these artifacts reset once a month from what we understand. Also, there is a Bottle of Knowledge which is available one time per account. I'm not sure how this works. If this resets next month, that is pretty nuts. I really hope it doesn't, because if this does reset every month, it makes it harder to buy stuff like this because you're feeling forced into buying this. So I really hope it's only once per month, and that's that. That said, we are getting 5 5-star artifacts here. We can get 1, 2, 3, 4 5-star artifacts we can get here, and I'm pretty excited. So we have Durandal here. This is a pretty solid artifact, but at the same time, you just have so many good warrior exclusive artifacts, like the 4-star Hellcutter, Sigurd's Scythe, Uberus's Tooth. Everything is just so good. I would definitely pass on this one. There's certain characters that this might be really, really good for. Like, I feel like Cartuja, somebody like that would just work really well with this. So I'm gonna pass on this one just because there's so many good alternatives. The next one is Holy Sacrifice, and this is one of those ones I would also pass on. This is really fun. It's used for PvP, just being annoying generally, and that's not what I am willing to spend my stuff on right now. Maybe in the future I'm going to make a super annoying Holy Sacrifice team, but that's not what I'm doing yet. Next up, we have the 2 in question that I find really exciting, and I'm kind of stressed about which one I want to buy. So first off is Bloodstone. I love the art so much. The art is absolutely fantastic, and what this does is it heals the ally with the lowest health by 13% of damage dealt. So anytime you do damage, it turns your ranger into a little bit of a healer, and this is exactly the type of artifact I love, exactly the type of character I love. I really like people like Haste, like Requiem Roar, like, I can't even think of who else, but anybody who makes your team heal when they're not a Soul Weaver is my favorite thing. I love it so much, and the fact that we can turn our ranger into a semi-healer should be enough to make it so you can solo heal some things with 2 people that do something like this. This is really exciting to me. I really want to buy this, but the other problem is Ranger has Rosa Hagarna, they have Infinity Basket, they have Song of Stars. They have so many good artifacts already. I'm just not sure if I have room for this, and not sure if it's worth my points. That said, this is the one I do think is worth it. And when I first read Shamadra's Staff, I thought it was atrocious, because I thought it just increased the healing effect of the user, so it made Destina's heals 20% better, and she didn't really need that. But reading this, what this does is, I'll move my head over here. It increases the effect of all healing received by an ally by 20%. So this increases the healing for your entire party, not just the character you have it equipped. So if you have it equipped on your Soul Weaver, it increases the Abyss set healing on your Lorena, it increases the Lifesteal of Ravi, it increases the Haste healing, it increases Requiem Roar's healing, it increases everything. It's super fantastic. I really like this, and I think this is another one of the other things that is going to push me to speeding up my dungeon runs. Anything that makes it so you can get a little bit of healing extra generally makes dungeon runs a little faster and a little safer. So I think I'm going to push to try to buy this one here, but I'm not sure yet. And then there's some 4 stars, and one thing I want to say is I don't think you should ever buy 4 stars unless it's something game-breaking like Aureus. I think Aureus is really the only game-breaking artifact right now. Maybe if you need Tagael's book or whatever it's called for PvP, maybe if you really need Wondrous Potion, but I would not get anything else. There's just alternatives for everything. Yes, Hellcutter is fantastic, and it's the one I would buy if I was going to buy something right now, but there are just so many warrior alternatives. Even some of the 3 stars work, maybe not as good, but close enough. Definitely not 60 artifact power worth. Definitely not 1/3 of an RNL worth. You have to think about it that way. There's also Sierra Wren here, which is pretty solid, but mages have 2 to 3 really good artifacts to use. There's Elia's Knife, which, again, really solid, but thieves have like 67,000 good artifacts to use. And then there's Adamant Shield, and no thank you. Decent for PvP, but not something I would spend this on. So with that out of the way there, let's take a look at the artifacts in the journal. I'm gonna click the right thing. So we have, let's look at 3-star artifacts first. I'm just gonna go through which ones I think are worth keeping and why, and which ones I think are not. So first off, Prophetic Candle, we're just gonna go top to right, all the way down like this. Prophetic Candle is a cornerstone to all sorts of PvP. It's insane, it's super amazing, and everybody should have at least one of them built up, I think. There's stuff like Ancient Sheath, which is really good if you like a character like Ravi and you have no really 5-star good artifacts. Ancient Sheath is a definite alternative there. There's something like Ranon's Memorandum, which I think is fantastic and still one of the better artifacts. 2% every time they attack gives them a lot of speed, like 20% speed over the course of a battle, and this is going to get to max on Abyss, it's going to get to max on the raid, going to get to max on everything. I really like this. I use this on my Curious for clearing up Abyss. Next up is, see, there's so many of these, and they're decent, but they're just not good enough. Like Ancient Rose, or Aqua Rose is good and fun, but not something I would keep. Tonfa is one of the better 3-star ones. 16% damage multiplier when the enemy's health is more than 50%. So this is going to be insane on somebody like Sid, somebody like Vildred, somebody that is a big AoE at the start of the battle, or a big single target at the start of the battle. Really, really good for PvP. There's Daydream Joker, the PvE powerhouse. This is going to be what you use for Abyss to just make things faster. 3% of the enemy's max health when it's max. You can also put multiple of them on your team to make it so you're just doming the boss every turn. And honestly, that is it. The rest of them are okay for me to sell, especially since they're 3-star and we can get them later. Next up is 4-star, and I'm not the type of person to really sell 4-star artifact stuff I'm not really comfortable getting again, so I don't think too many of these are really sellable. But if you really want to sell some, I think stuff like Strat Gauntlet, not very good right now, but maybe good later, and by that time you should have more. Then there's going to be stuff like Elia's Knife and Moonlight Dreamblade, where if you have Dust Devil or RNL, it's just good enough or better. You can get rid of those. And there's stuff like Adamant Shield here. Not something you're going to be using outside of PvP. And then there's stuff like, geez, they're also good, like Water Origin. I know this is good and can be fun and situational, but the other caster ones I just find are better at this point. Like I'm always going to be using my Vial, I'm always going to be using my Megara's Tome, I'm not going to bother with Water's Origin. And honestly, there's so many more, but I just don't touch them. The only way I would ever sell some of these is if something like RNL came up and I really, really needed to get it. And if you think I think that way of 4 stars, you pretty much know I'm not touching my 5 stars either. Noble Oath is the only one I have, but there's no way I'm selling it. You never know when something like this is going to be useful. You never know if they nerf Aureus or anything like that and make this much better. Same with Basket here. You never know if they change how this works and you get both stats. You just never know. And I would never sell a 5-star artifact unless it's guaranteeing me something I'm going to miss. So unless it guarantees me missing RNL, it's not happening. So anyways, we're gonna go into some selling now here, guys. I'm gonna show you just selling mine here just to see how much I end up with. Because I just kind of want to see as well here. I am personally only going to keep one of everything that I am for sure basically not going to use. I'm keeping those. Honestly, I'm not even going to be using my Tonfas. I'm going to sell my Tonfa. I shouldn't do that, but I'm going to, just because that's not the style of character I like using, so I know. Oh, look at, we got gold too. Oh my god, the gold makes me so happy. We're gonna sell the Devil Brand there. We're gonna sell the Yakshas, Sword of the Mornings, Cursed Compasses. Lab Cubes are gone for sure. Spears are gone for sure. Atma's Portals, wow, we actually got quite a bit of these, so I'm actually going to be really, really close. I'm gonna keep my Memorandums. I don't think I'm gonna keep too many of my sheaths. Sell those. Oh, nice. We're definitely going to be able to get a Shamadra staff this month. We're 47 away. I wasn't sure how much I would have here. This is the Trollus button. Litten up says sell, but you know if you hit that button, you got to do all that over again. So I'm going to hit this one. 133 of those now. And let's say I am to sell some of the 4 stars I'm not super happy with. How much do I need? 133, 47 more? So I would sell that. I would sell probably an ancient book or 2, even though those are insane for PvP. I can't see myself using them. I'd sell an adamant shield. I'd sell a dream blade. Oh yeah, so I definitely have enough. Okay, this is awesome. So my guess is we're going to be able to get 1 5-star per month. Maybe 1 every 2 months, depending on what type of person you are. If you're the type of person who wants to send home Noble Oath, you can probably get 1 per month. But if you're the type like me, you might have to take 2 months to get 1 artifact. So with that said, looking back at here, there is a good chance that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 5-star artifacts. So there is a good chance there's going to be something really good next month. And a good way to see that is, let's say there are 5 artifacts here. Let's say the shop entirely changes. So we go back to artifact here. There are how many 5-star artifacts? There's 20 5-star artifacts. So let's pick the 5 worst artifacts here. We've got Alexa's Basket. We've got Noble Oath. We've got maybe Time Matter? I don't think Time Matter's one of the worst, but it might be. I'm just, like, what you can see here is I'm trying to see what the possible worst 5-star artifacts we could get are, and I'm having a hard time finding 5 worst artifacts. So next month, there's a very good chance that we're going to get at least 1 to 2 really good 5-star artifacts. I honestly think we'll get something like Elbis's Ritual Sword, and we'll get something like Edika's Scepter, and we'll get something like the Noble Oath, and then we'll get maybe something like a Sigurd's Scythe. Yeah, see, I can't even fit up 5 more into here, so I have no idea how they're going to do this. So I really can't wait to see, and I hope they tell us what they're going to be before they change them in the shop, because if they don't, that'll be really cruel. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I know this is a roundabout kind of discussion, but I think these are the best to kind of get the most out of what's in my thoughts and what's in my head for stuff like this. And when you're selling your artifacts, it really does make a difference, and you really need to be sure about it. So thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Bye now.